Sunday?
Yes.
Are kind of surprised to hear that. Most coaches, it's ready or not, here it comes. I mean,
That's true.
why do you say that you're ready? Are there specific?
I've really enjoyed this team so far. I think they've worked extremely hard starting in the summertime. I think they've worked extremely hard in the preseason. They have bought in to what we're trying to sell and vice versa. And we've had good team chemistry in the past, but this year it's off the chart. And I'm really excited for our fans to see that play out on Sunday. Yeah, ideally, if I wish I had another week, yes, but it's going to be more fun playing against somebody than beating up on yourselves or playing against our men's practice squad, and it will have a different feel to it. They're selling tickets, so how can you not get excited for them?
When you talk a little bit about the chemistry, and obviously you're putting a value in that, what the value beyond, I like my teammate, what are the values that, especially on the court?
Well, I'll give you an example of some of the things of what our kids have heard. We've had former coaches come in. Fran Vol, Kurt Miller, Brandy Poole have spoken to the team. We've had former alumni come in and speak to the team, and Kay Doctor, Chrissy Steffen, Allison Pappenfuss, had a handful of others attend practice, and there's just a air of readiness and a sense of understanding of what it means to play at Bowling Green, and looking forward to seeing that play out starting this Sunday and play out through the non-conference season as well.
And I hear what you're saying with knowing what that means. The last couple of years haven't been to that standard. Are the kids able to set that aside or do whatever it takes to put that aside to get back?
Yeah, I think it's pretty well chronicled or documented about our injury-plagued 2 years, and that, I can talk about it till I'm blue in the face, but I choose not to, and I don't want to talk about that with this team at all. So we have expectations as a team and as a staff and as a program, and we hope to achieve those this year.
You've won so much in your time at BG going back. How much have the last few years weighed on you? How tough has it been to have to sit through and lose ball games?
I think the toughest part is going in the training room and seeing kids hurt and seeing kids' careers be over way too soon, and seeing kids having to tell their teammates they're done playing, or hey, I can't come back, or seeing teammates play at 50% and everybody thinks they're 100% and not being able to talk about at length what the trials and tribulations they're going through. So the concern for your team more so than win-loss record, it will always be paramount with me.
And what's the biggest thing you're looking for or want to look for in the preseason game?
Well, we've got a large roster, so we've got 14 on the roster this year. So we've got would love to see a lot of action by everyone. Obviously, that's going to be easier said than done, but having 9 out of those 14 as freshmen and sophomores, 8 of those have been returners that have seen significant action. Seeing contributions from the young ones early on, I think will be helpful, but I think it will also energize the older ones that we have, and just creating that mesh of between upperclassmen and underclassmen early on will be a key component that I'm looking for.
Do you have an idea of who your starting lineup will be for Sunday?
We have 3 more days of practice, but I've got a pretty good feel. We've been keeping kind of stats throughout the preseason. We've had some knick-knack injuries already for Sunday, but have a good feel. So, but the next 3 days will still tell a lot about where we are. You need to stay healthy in those next 3 days too. So.
Oh yeah. When you mentioned the knick-knack injuries, like you call them, anybody who's not going to play Sunday?
I have yet to meet with my trainer today about that, so I should have some sort of confirmation later on if everybody will be dressed out on Sunday.
You mentioned you have 14 on the roster.
Hmm?
I assume in an exhibition game, if possible, you're going to have everybody play. But you talk a little bit about whittling a rotation. What kind of plan would you like to have to whittle your rotations down?
I think that may be a little bit too big of a question for me to answer right now in a simplistic terms, to be honest with you, John, because there's still so much to play out. I'll give you an example. Like Andrea Cecil last year played a lot of the 3. She's getting more significant minutes at the 4, but she still is an unbelievably intelligent player and knows the plays from the wing position. But she's seen most action in practice in some of our close scrimmages at the 4. So she's one example of kids playing kind of different positions.
So if I'm understanding you right, for an extended period of time, there's going to be a lot of, my word will be volatility maybe in your lineup. You'll be a lot of people in a lot of places.
So it will be fun putting people in different positions to be successful out there, and they're looking forward to that opportunity. I don't know if I use the word volatility, but.
I mean, just there'll be a lot of mixes. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there will be significant opportunities where we could have literally seniors and juniors only, or we could have simply 4 freshmen and a sophomore. It just could really vary this year. We haven't had depth in a long time, and I'm really looking forward to that. And it's fun putting pieces together on your dry erase board of different combinations within your lineup.
You just stole my next question. What do you do to kind of rein yourself in, knowing that, hey, I could literally pull these out of a hat and spend all day doing lineups?
I'm super excited to have 14 on the roster. There's too many times where we've dressed 7, we've dressed 9. So it allows us a lot of flexibility, and it just allows us to do different things at both ends of the court. And it's fun kind of walking in the training room and not seeing some tears like we have the past couple of years with all the injuries, as I keep saying. But looking forward to the start of it and all those changing pieces. And it's been a really fun group thus far. I know every coach in the country would probably say that right now, but I really mean it.
And with Seton Hill, have you had a chance to look at any films with them yet?
My staff has. That is on my to-do list today. I'm very familiar with their coaching staff. We've done an X's and O's session with them the previous 2 years ago. Miriam Justinger, one of our former graduates, is now a GA with that program. We stay in touch a lot with her. So we're very familiar with that program. They have had a tremendous amount of success recently. They're in one of the toughest divisions in conferences in Division II. They've had, I think, 3 or 4 conference opponents win the national championship out of that conference. So it's a very tough academic school. They have a very rigorous schedule as well. So we'll be prepared, but hopefully Miriam will tell them all of our trade secrets.
Just with the way things have gone over the last couple of years, have you noticed a different mindset or attitude or excitement coming into the year?
Well, with every year, I really have to be guarded, and I want the kids to be guarded and our staff. I don't want to talk about the previous year or the previous year before that, because you'd be doing this particular team an injustice. And I say that every year, obviously, but there is a new sense of energy. Sometimes when you have so many young ones, it does energize you, and I think that having 5 freshmen, it's energized not only our staff as well as our upperclassmen. It's kind of like when you have an older dog and you get that young puppy. A young puppy gives a couple of new years of life to that older dog, and that's what we're seeing.
I guess bouncing off that, how have you seen your 2 seniors kind of lead these freshmen coming in?
They've done a fantastic job. They're 2 of our 4 captains, and they have literally experienced everything. We meet on a weekly basis, and they've got a really good pulse of the team. Those 2 have different leadership styles, and they're 2 different leadership styles, which are our team needs. And they're different from the other 2 leadership styles from our juniors as well. So they have really done a good job of understanding what we're looking for, and they can still relate to those freshman years when the freshmen are running the wrong play and they look at me and they're like, was I really like that? I'm like, yeah, you really were once upon a time. So, but it started to sink in with them a little bit too, that this is their last go around, and that's tough. That's definitely an emotional moment for them, but we're looking forward to sending them out with a bang as well.